Hello viewers, welcome to the digital class of Udayanath Autonomous College of Science and Technology. In today's class, we will be discussing a new topic and a very important and interesting topic, that is your multiplexing. So multiplexing is a part of your digital data communication and it plays a very vital role in telecommunication. So without wasting much of our time, let's move to the topic, that is your multiplexing. So what do you mean by multiplexing? So you can see in telecommunications and computer networks, multiplexing, which is also known as muxing. That means in some books or some notes you may find that in place of multiplexing only muxing will be written. So it is a method by which multiple analog message signals or digital data streams are combined into one signal over a shared medium. The aim is to share an expensive resource. For example, in telecommunications, several telephone calls may be carried using one wire. Multiplexing originated in telegraphy and is now widely applied in communications. The multiplex signal is transmitted over a communication channel which may be a physical transmission medium. So what do you mean by multiplexing? So multiplexing means when we combine multiple signals into a single signal, then the concept or the technology is known as multiplexing. So the question arises, what is the need of multiplexing? So let's take an example. Suppose I will tell that in a single window I will allow multiple students to access the same window at the same time. So it becomes very difficult for the person or the user at the window to handle all the users at the same time. So same is the case of your telecommunication. So in telecommunication, the devices lose their efficiency when they receive multiple signals from the users. So it becomes very difficult for the devices to work efficiently. So in that case, when we combine multiple signals to a single line or a single medium or a single path, then we call the concept as multiplexing. And through the multiplexing, the efficiency of the devices are much more higher as compared to normal cases. So multiplexing helps to combine all those signals into a single or the less number of mediums so that it becomes easier for the devices to handle them. So these are all about the multiplexing. Next we can elaborate multiplexing as the multiplexing divides the capacity of the high level communication channel into several low level logical channels, one for each message signal or data stream to be transferred. A reverse process known as demultiplexing can extract the original channels on the receiver side. A device that performs the multiplexing is called multiplexer, and the device that performs the reverse process is called as the demultiplexer or demux. So multiplexer is also known as your mux and demultiplexer is also known as your demux. So what do you mean by multiplexer and demultiplexer? So multiplexing is the technology where we combine multiple signals to a single signal, and who performs it? The device which performs multiplexing is called as multiplexer, whereas the device that performs demultiplexing is called demultiplexer. So demultiplexer means when the single signal breaks down into multiple signal, then we call it as demultiplexer. So multiplexer combines multiple signal to a single signal, whereas demultiplexer does the reverse process. That means it breaks the single line to multiple line or paths. So where multiplexer and demultiplexer are used? So let's say you have seen many mobile towers at many locations. So when different users call at the same time or they message at the same time or they use the internet at the same time, so multiplexer and demultiplexer gets activated. So multiplexer combines all those signals and send it to the broadcasting center or satellite through the help of multiplexer. Similarly, when the tower gives service to different users in a location, the demultiplexer plays the role. That means demultiplexer breaks the single signal to multiple signals. That means whenever we are getting call under an area, under a tower, at that time demultiplexer plays the role. That means it breaks the signal into multiple users. Similarly, when we call or we send any message, all those messages and all those signals combine together and they are sent to the satellite or broadcasting center through the multiplexer, and the process of combining the signals into one is called multiplexing, and the breaking down of the single signal to multiple signal are called the demultiplexing. So multiplexer follows the multiplexing technology and demultiplexer follows the demultiplexing technology. So here you can see the image of a multiplexer and demultiplexer. Here you can clearly see here is a multiplexer which is also known as mux, and here is a demux which is also known as your demultiplexer. So you can clearly see over here that the mux device combines many signals. You can see there are n input lines, that means there are n number of signals which are being inputted to the multiplexer, and they are combined and sent in a single location or a single link and is received by the demultiplexer. Similarly, demux when receives a single line or a single path, it breaks down the line into multiple lines. That means here we have n input lines, it gets combined and are sent to the destination where the demux is there, which breaks this line into multiple signal, which is also known as your n output lines. So here you can see mux stands for multiplexer and demux stands for demultiplexer. So in this case, multiplexer follows multiplexing and demux or demultiplexer follows demultiplexing. That means the technology through which the multiple signals are combined into single signal is called multiplexing, whereas when the single signal is converted or breakdown into different output lines or different lines are called as demultiplexing. So input lines are converted to a single link, or it can be converted into many channels and sent to the demultiplexer, where the demultiplexer will break down this and convert it to multiple lines. So these are all about your multiplexer and demultiplexer. Now we will be moving to the types of multiplexing. So here you can clearly see there are three categories of multiplexing. First one is your frequency division multiplexing, which is also known as your FDM. Second one is your wavelength division multiplexing, which is also known as WDM, and the final one is your time division multiplexing, which is also known as TDM. So broadly the multiplexing is divided into three categories, that is FDM, frequency division multiplexing, WDM, wavelength division multiplexing, and TDM, which is time division multiplexing. But in some books you can refer that there is some other concept, that is space division multiplexing. So as per the author, there are different types of multiplexing which are described in different books. So another category which may be added is called as your space division multiplexing, but actually multiplexing is broadly divided into these three categories only. So first of all we will move to the frequency division multiplexing. So what do you mean by frequency division multiplexing? So frequency division multiplexing or FDM is inherently an analog technology, but it can be implemented in digital technologies too. So FDM achieves the combining of several digital signals into one medium by sending signals in several distinct frequency ranges over that medium. So one of the FDM's most common applications is cable television. Only one cable reaches a customer's home, but the service provider can send multiple television channels or signals simultaneously over that cable to the subscribers or to all the subscribers. Receivers must tune to the appropriate frequency, which is also known as your channel, to access the desired signal. So frequency division multiplexing involves simultaneously transmitting multiple signals on different frequencies. These different frequencies called channels share non-overlapping portions of the total frequency band being used. So what do you mean by the frequency division multiplexing? So actually it is the first category and the most important category of multiplexing. So in case of frequency division multiplexing, the frequency is divided into number of channels. That means whenever multiplexing is carried out, that means multiple signals are sent to in one location, so they are combined into a single channel and they are moved forward to the demultiplexer part. So here the frequencies are divided into multiple channels which are to be carried out. We can take the example of a television. So we watch a number of channels. Let's say we are watching Star Plus channel, we are using some sports channel, we are also watching some entertainment channels and movies channels. So all those channels are carried out through a single medium. Let's say we have taken the Tata Sky connection. So Tata Sky's connection is giving the service through a single wire or a transmission media. But in a single media or the transmission media, that is coaxial cable, we are receiving multiple channels. So who is responsible for that? Or whenever we want to watch any channel, we can simply tune to the channel by the remote. So we can watch multiple channels because of frequency division multiplexing. So frequency division multiplexing holds all the channel into a single medium so that it can be downloaded at a one time. So whenever we are changing the channels, the same channel or the frequency which we request to the server had been downloaded and we watch these channels. So it is because of frequency division multiplexing that so many channels get combined and it comes to us in a single media. So frequency division multiplexing also works like, we can say the example of your radio. So radio works, or they get transmitted, or we get the signals of radio channels because of frequency division multiplexing. So we receive under a single radio, we have a lot of channels. Let's say 92.7, 93.5, 91.9, 104. So these are the frequency modulated. So all those channels get combined and are received under a single radio. So whichever radio channel we want to listen, we just tune to it and we can listen it. And it is all possible because of frequency division multiplexing. So here you can see that we have already discussed all those points which are under the frequency division multiplexing. So next you can see the image of frequency division multiplexing. So here you can see there are different signals of different kilohertz, that is here 30 kilohertz, here 40 kilohertz, here 50 kilohertz. So whatever may be the kilohertz or the power of the signal, so it has been received by the multiplexer. So multiplexer combines all those signals and they form into number of channels, and these channels will be transferred to the demultiplexer part, and again those will be extracted from the channels. So you can see, you must have seen the television of SD channels or something like that, or the standard channels. So SD channels must have the higher frequency and the standard channels must have the lowest frequency. So it absorbs both lower frequency and higher frequency, it sends to the multiplexer. Multiplexer combines all those frequency channels of different frequency ranges and combines and send it through the channels. So there are different channels through which the frequency division multiplexing works, and when the channel is being received at the demultiplexer side, so demultiplexer does the reverse of the multiplexer. That means demultiplexer converts the working of multiplexer. That means it again breaks down the channels into the required signals. That means whenever we will watch any movie, so or any standard channel, it will be 30 kilohertz, and whenever we will see any SD channel, let's say for example we have 50 kilohertz. So all those signals combined under multiplexer and divided under demultiplexer. So here frequency division multiplexing plays the vital role. So communication channel is a new concept in a frequency division multiplexing, where the signals are break down into communication channel and again they are being extracted as the signals of the same frequency level. So these are all about the frequency division multiplexing. Now we will be moving to the second category of multiplexing, that is your wavelength division multiplexing. So what do you mean by wavelength division multiplexing? So in fiber optic communications, wavelength division multiplexing, or which is known as your WDM, is a technology which multiplexes a number of optical carrier signals onto a single optical fiber by using different wavelengths, that is colors of laser light. That means the light is break down into colors which is also known as the wavelengths. So this technique enables bidirectional communications over one strand of fiber as well as multiplication of capacity. So the term wavelength division multiplexing is commonly applied to an optical character which is typically described by its wavelength, whereas frequency division multiplexing typically applies to a radio carrier which is more often described by frequency. Since wavelength and frequency are tied together through a simple directly inverse relationship, the two terms actually describe the same concept. So a WDM system uses a multiplexer at the transmitter to join the signals together and a demultiplexer at the receiver to split them apart. So what do you mean by wavelength division multiplexing? So wavelength division multiplexing is another category of multiplexing. So it is very similar to the frequency division multiplexing. Then what is the difference between FDM or frequency division multiplexing and WDM, that is your wavelength division multiplexing? So actually frequency division multiplexing is the division of frequencies. That means in FDM we consider the concept of radio signals, but in case of WDM, that is wavelength division multiplexing, we take the example or we take the concept of fiber optics cable or light, because wavelength is a property of a light. So we know that light has different colors, so different colors mean different wavelengths. So frequency division multiplexing actually plays at the coaxial transmission media and WDM acts at the fiber optics cable. So this is the main difference between FDM and WDM, that is frequency division multiplexing and wavelength division multiplexing. The concept is same, but the media are different. Here we use electric signals, here we use the concept of optics or wavelength. So there is another difference between fiber optics cable, that is your WDM, and frequency division multiplexing. So you must have heard that whenever we want to listen the radio channel, let's say we have 92.7. So 92.7 is the radio channel, but we can listen some voice or some music at 92.5 and 92.6. But why it happens? It happens because there is a demerit in frequency that whenever similar frequencies or consequent frequencies come closer, they get lapsed. That means they get merged and they share the data which is being sent in a single medium. So that's why 92.7 data is being shared at 92.5 and 92.6 also. So for this reason the wavelength division multiplexing plays a vital role. In case of optics or in case of wavelength, the wavelength of the light does not get merged. So the concept of overcrossing or cross connection of the telecommunication part is being minimized in case of WDM. That means in WDM we have less number of cross connections. That means you must have heard that suppose I have called to a friend, but instead of the connection to my friend, it has been connected to somewhere else. At the same time my friend has been connected to someone else. So in this way this is called as the cross connection. So in this part the wavelength plays a vital role. That means in case of WDM the concept of cross connection has been minimized, because in wavelength the signals does not get combined as they are following the concept of optics, that is your light. So in case of wavelength division multiplexing we have the concept of wavelength, in which you can see the image over here of WDM system. Here is the multiplexer where we have different channels and the multiplexer combines them and sends this to demultiplexer. But here you can see the optical fiber plays a vital role over here, because all those signals get converted to optics, or the coaxial cables or different medias, they get converted to fiber optics cable. So here fiber optic cable converts the electrical signal to light energy or electric energy to light energy and sends it to the demultiplexer. So if any nearby frequencies come closer, so it does not get merged because the frequency has been converted to the wavelength concept. So similarly it has been sent to the demultiplexer side, and it has again been divided into number of channels. So in optical fiber cable we have optical amplifier which amplifies the frequency or the signals into optics or light. So here we have 5 input channels which has been transferred through the multiplexer into a single channel, and this single channel is carried out by a optical fiber cable through the optical amplifier, which converts the electric energy to light energy, and the wavelength has been transferred to the demultiplexer, where again the optical amplifier converts the light energy to electric energy, and the demultiplexer again divides it into different channels which has the output. So in WDM system we have a new concept of optics or light, that is your wavelength. So electrical energy is converted to wavelength, and this concept is known as your wavelength division multiplexing. So the next concept is your time division multiplexing, which is the last category of multiplexing. So time division multiplexing or TDM is a type of digital or rarely analog multiplexing in which 2 or more bit streams or signals are transferred apparently simultaneously as sub channels in one communication channel, but are physically taking turns on the channel. The time domain is divided into several recurrent time slots of fixed length, one for each sub channel. A sample byte or data block of sub channel 1 is transmitted during time slot 1, similarly sub channel 2 during the time slot 2, and it goes on. So one TDM frame consists of one time slot per sub channel plus a synchronization channel and sometimes error correction channel before the synchronization. So after the last sub channel error detection and synchronization, the cycle starts all over again with a new frame. So what do you mean by time division multiplexing? So time division multiplexing is the last category of multiplexing. So in this concept, the multiplexing carries out, or the multiple signals are being converted to a single channel but in a time slot. That means there will be different time slots which will be holding different data blocks. So in one time block there will be multiple data, and in that block after a particular circle of time the data will be transferred. So in TDM all the data blocks are being transferred or is being connected or is being sent through the time blocks. So here we have different categories also, like in TDM the data will be sent in time blocks, and along with that the synchronization and error correction coding will also be sent. So what do you mean by synchronization and error coding or error correction coding? So synchronization means whenever we send the data are sent randomly. That means there may be network fluctuations or there may be some network problems due to which maybe the data which is to be sent serially are not being sent serially. So let's say that we have 10 MB of data and it has been divided into data packets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the data packets is not necessary that they will be sent serially. Maybe they will be in some random way. So at that time synchronization coding of TDM synchronizes or arranges the data blocks in a particular order so that it will be easy for the receiver to get the original data. Similarly, there are some error correcting codes which are also being added to TDM which are being sent with the data packets. So what do you mean by error correcting codes? So whenever the data is sent from one location to another location, there may be certain chances where an error can occur, or there may be the error which will obstruct the sending of data from one location to another location. At that time when the error will arise, the error detection and correction code will play a vital role. So error detection will detect what type of error has occurred, and error correcting code will correct that error and will retransmit from that location. So it saves the consumption of money of the telecommunication company. So this is the main concept of TDM. Now we will be moving to the images of TDM. You can see the image of TDM, that is your time division multiplexing. Here many signals or many channels are sent to the TDM multiplexer, and they are being sent in a time slot. So it is not necessary that all the data packets will be in same order. You can see that ABCD is there, and here we have random data blocks which is being sent. So it is again received at the TDM of demultiplexer, which again sends it to the proper location, and here you can see they are being arranged again. So it has been arranged again because of the synchronization code. So all the data packets which are being sent, they are synchronized by the synchronization code, and if any error will occur in between the multiplexer and demultiplexer, then the error correction code will play over here and will retransmit the data from the same location. So this is all about your time division multiplexing. So this is all about your time division multiplexing. We have discussed in this video what is multiplexing, what is multiplexer, what is demultiplexer, what are the categories of multiplexing, that is a frequency division multiplexing, wavelength division multiplexing, and time division multiplexing. We have also elaborated the concept of all these multiplexing along with the images. I hope you have all understood it. Till then, thank you.